I don't even know how to do this right now. I don't know how to do this at all. I don't know how to do this. I don't. But I know I can do it. I know I have the strength to do this, even though it doesn't feel like it anymore. But what is up, my people on YouTube? It's your girl Daji here. Long time no see. I don't even know where to begin with this, but I'll start here. If you guys got a chance to look at my last post, what I posted in my community, I did announce my mom's passing. I know the last time I posted a video here was back, I don't know if it was in May or June, but I'm pretty sure it was still in May. We had just buried my father. I remember seeing in that video, like, you guys wouldn't even believe how this whole shit is unfolding right now. At that time, my mom had just got diagnosed in the midst of me. In the midst of me making the video. Fuck. Shit. Fuck, I did not expect to start crying already. Shit. My mom had just gotten a diagnosis and I couldn't believe it. Like, and I said in that video, I don't know how much time I have left with her. And at some point, it's just gonna be me. And I've reached that point now where it's just me. I gotta collect myself because, you feel me? Like, all I could say is never in a million years did I think I was gonna lose my parents in less than a year, both of them, back to back, 5 months apart. And right before the holidays, too. About a week after we buried my dad, I noticed something was going on with my mom. Like, and the whole fucked up situation about this is when I had spoken to my mom about this, I said, okay, Ma, like, I know he just died, i.e., my father. I know he just died, and we gonna cry, and we gonna scream, and we gonna feel pain, but we not gonna act like the world is ending. It's me and you. Like, I'm not gonna leave you. I'm not gonna go nowhere. It's me and you. And she said to me, said my name. She said, if you think I'm gonna roll over and die anytime soon, you're sadly mistaken. So, this is the fucked up part about this because she wanted to live and she wanted to be here. I noticed that something wasn't right and it wasn't just grief, and you feel me, now that I myself are experiencing certain things, I know the difference between my health being affected and my grief. I know the difference. She wasn't eating, and even now after her death I've had problems with eating. Like, I have to force it because, especially, like, my nerves were so shot when she passed. My stomach, like, I couldn't do it. Like, but with her, I noticed something was wrong. I'm gonna give details and I'm going to, again, still respect my mom's privacy the same way I did with my father. Respect her dignity. Tell y'all what's up. I noticed something was wrong with her. She's not eating. She's in a lot of pain. And I can imagine at that point her body was just like crash because we're up and down from February all the way to April in the hospital, back and forth with my dad because of everything he just went through. And then still trying to push doing his funeral. And I would say, Mommy, I love you, but this is how it went. With my dad's funeral, I planned everything. My mom was just like a walking checkbook. Stop calling me! The fuck? Hell, bro. Shit. My mom was like a walking checkbook. Like, she couldn't, you feel me? And it was a struggle, like, for her to even, like, when we was going out to get his clothes, like, she was struggling. She was in a lot of pain. And in that situation, I saw her side of grief taking over because it's a lot of times I had to console her. And other times when I notice it's her health. But I can just imagine after my father died and we buried him, her body just went crash. And I was like, fuck. Something is going on. And I begged her. I was like, nah, we going to the hospital. Out of a lot of times that I've had to take her to the hospital. But I begged her, I'm like, yo, like, we need to go. Like, I need to make sure you're good. Like, she got admitted to the hospital about a week after we buried my father. They did some scans. The one thing I can say, we didn't take no notice. We thinking it's stress, but I did make mention to her at the beginning of the year. I'm like, Ma, like you losing some weight. Like when you went to the doctor, because both of my parents are in the doctors religiously, bro. Like they're in the doctor's office. Like they don't neglect their health as much. They may not follow everything the doctor tell them to do, especially, my dad like boiling his herbs and, maybe they eating things that they not supposed to eat. Understandable. Those little things, especially being elderly, but they always at the doctor. I said to her, I'm just like, sometimes medication can make you lose weight. I said, did they check your thyroid? Like, what? Like, and she said, no, my thyroids are fine. They did some scans and they said that they found a mass on her pancreas. And I'm like, Lord, please. Like, she was telling me, oh, like I've had like a cyst on my kidneys before, so maybe this is cystic. The day of her biopsy, I remember it. Come in, she had gotten the procedure and we were waiting in recovery. She ended up crashing, meaning like her vitals dropped, her blood pressure dropped, and they kind of not necessarily had to revive her or resuscitate her, but like they had to give her medication to bring her blood pressure back up. Which that within itself, when looking back at that, oh my gosh, like the woman could have had a fucking stroke or a fucking heart attack, bro. Like, keep in mention that my mom did have like diabetes, high blood pressure, same as my father, and she had a heart condition, abbreviated as HOCM. That is hypertrophic cardiomyopathy. And basically, it's the way that your heart functions. Like her heart is working a little bit more to pump the blood because there's thickening in her walls. So, yeah, and it's more extensive than that, but basically on that type of thing. So thinking about that whole shit, like she could have had a stroke or she could have had a heart attack, but God, saved her. Like oncology had come to speak to me. And I'm thinking it's like preliminary, like, okay, like it's just a precautionary thing to do because somebody's doing a biopsy. And the doctor, the oncologist that was speaking to me, there was a little bit of a language barrier, so I couldn't really understand too much of what they were saying. I'm thinking, okay, well, we won't know what we know until she gets the biopsy results. She ends up stabilizing, and we take her back up to the floor. And I have a chance to speak with her attending and resident on her case. They're trying to, get up to speed to see what the fuck is happening, like, you feel me? And, they were like, how much do you know? And I'm just like, well, they did this, they did that. You feel me? Oncology came to speak to me, and then, my mom has said that she's had a cyst on her kidneys before, so maybe this could be a cystic thing. And the resident looked at me and she was like, nah, like it's malignant. And I was like, nah, what? So I pulled them out the room, not to disregard like my mom, like her understanding or whatever, but my whole thing is based off of what I just went through with my dad. I'm gonna ask the hard questions, you feel me? I'm not gonna beat around the bush. Don't bullshit me, like tell me what it is. Because I know sometimes with certain people you gotta like approach the situation very differently. You got to be careful. Some people could be in denial. Some people could like, nah. Even with the like if it was me, oh, I'm on the ass. Like I have to know everything. So I pull them out the room and I'm like, yo, how certain are you that this is cancer? And they was like 100%, yo. Like they don't even have to wait for the biopsy results to confirm. And I was like, what? And it was based off of the scans that they did because the cancer was spreading. And I'm like, fuck. So at this point, without even knowing or doing any research, I already knew if my mom had cancer and it had already spread, it was either stage 3, stage 4. So I went and I did my research. And I knew what she had before they even said it. My mom got diagnosed with stage 4 pancreatic cancer with metastases to the liver, adrenal glands, and the lungs. And I'm like, fucking hell, yo. Like, this is not real life. Like, when I tell you I was so livid, I was like, nah. We dead ass right now? Like, this is what we doing? Like, at that point, and I know I have viewers in the comments, we talk about certain things and we talk about our connection with the Lord. Because, yeah, no, I was raised in church. I may not do or say the right things or whatever. Not to say that's when my communication with God stopped, but verbally I could not speak because even now, if I start opening up my mouth and talking to the Lord, I'm at that stage now where my groans and my tears and my cries have to be my communication because I couldn't process, I couldn't fathom what I was just about to witness again because with my father it was hard to watch him go through what he went through. It's like you literally watch them deteriorate like into nothing. Like i was I was mad. And the day after all of this happened, she said, you need to get back into communion with Jesus. Like, and I was like, Ma, I need answers. Like, I need answers because this shit is not making any sense. We just put him in the ground. And now they just handed my mom a death sentence, yo. Like, she's stage 4 pancreatic cancer that's already spread to other organs. Her age, my mom passed away at 83. Her age is a factor. Diabetes, high blood pressure, hokum. You can't operate because the tumor that's on her pancreas is covering blood vessels. So if they put her on the table, she's going to die. At this point, we're looking at palliative care. And I'm like, no, no. We had to wait to go to her oncology appointment in order for her to get pain medication. If there are any options, which there were, they asked, she could possibly do light chemo or palliative radiation, which she did. They came up with a course of action because in between her deciding she was getting sicker and sicker, she was in so much pain. And that's why I say, like, people don't understand. If I didn't care, my mom, she would have died earlier than when she did because it was so much back and forth with her to the hospital, just trying to relieve her pain. There was nothing I could do. Like, she was not eating. She was severely dehydrated. I tried looking into herbs. I tried, approaching things from a holistic route. And at that point, she wasn't medically fit to fly. Because I would have taken her back to Jamaica and just try to drink some bush off the land, but she was unfit to fly. She was given the option to do palliative radiation, which she did. She did 3 fractions of palliative radiation to help with her pain, and she stayed in a facility while that was being done, just to help with, the transport because we live in this house and it's a lot of stairs and stuff like that. I didn't want there to be a problem because even when she was here and when she was in pain, to get EMS to transport her out the house, it was so unsafe sometimes. So she stayed in the facility and I was back and forth every day. After the radiation treatments, I brought her home to do hospice. I thought I was exhausted before. When I brought her home to do hospice care, I did not hire no nurse. None of that. I took care of her around the clock. That was very hard for me to do. Not because I didn't love her, not because of, nah, I did it because I love her. It's just I've witnessed a lot. The hospice care team that she was under, I ain't gonna lie, like, the insurance healthcare bullshit in this country is such bullshit. My mom is a retired state worker, bro. Working for City University of New York and retiring from Baruch College from the controller's office. You're telling me in my mom's final weeks of life, we have to talk about paying money on prescription drugs, pain medication, all that shit. We gotta talk about the fact that the insurance don't cover shit like the health aides that they bring in. I only get 3 hours. The fuck is 3 hours? It was a lot of shit. I was not sleeping because I was around the clock with her. I wasn't eating as much. My mom's pain was increasing once she got home. I was starting to get worried because once that happens and they start dosing up the medication, it's going to change everything now. The Sunday or the day before she passed, because she then, like, it was so quick, everything happened in a weekend. From Friday she was just like, no, like, I want to be moved, and I was telling her, I was like, I think you need to stay here because moving you right now, it's not safe. You're in a very fragile state. Everything happened so quick. She was talking a little bit less, and the day before she passed, she was like, we had watched morning service. That was the Sunday. I was saying to one of her friends, I was like, yo, like, I know if you come over here, she'll eat because she'll listen to you. She wasn't eating as much because she says she wanted some porridge. And every time I kept bringing it to her, she was like, no, I'm not ready. I'm not ready. And I was like, you haven't eaten. Like, I need you to eat. All this medication you take in, like, you need something in your stomach. That's the one thing that I struggled with accepting throughout her whole sickness, to the point where I had to. Because in the beginning, I would yell, fuss, scream with her. I'm like, you have to eat because look at what you just said to my dad. If they stop feeding him, then he's not going to survive. If you don't eat, how you going to survive? Like, I at a certain point had to let go and realize whatever she could take, be grateful for that, and just move on. Because, like, if you stay here, you don't want to put too much pressure on them. She's going through a lot. So I just had to accept what was. But I did want her to eat. And I said, to her friend, I was like, if you come over here, she'll listen to you. So she came. She began to feed my mom. And then she decided to fix her hair and stuff like that. And then she called me into the room, and I realized that my mom was in a sort of unconscious state. Like, it happened so quick. And that's how I know my parents are meant to be their soulmates, because both of their last meals was porridge. Both of their last meals was porridge. I don't count the fact, yes, my dad was on a feeding tube, but the last meal he had himself, that he made for himself, was porridge before he went on a feeding tube. So she became unconscious, and I called hospice in there right away. I called her team. I was like, yeah, y'all come and evaluate because shit is going on. And the nurse came and said, yeah, she's transitioning. And I was like, oh God. I prayed to God that she made it through the night, and she did, because I was really worried about her passing through the night. And I, at that point, had to start supplementing with oxygen because her breath sounded very different. The day she died, that would be Monday, September 30th. The day she died, actually, the aide had come in, and we was trying to still wake her up and stuff. And she was still unconscious. And the nurse came back to check in on her. He said, Victoria, that's my mom's name. And she's like, And I'm like, so you answer for him, but you don't answer for me? That's crazy, yo. Like, I stepped back and I allowed them to evaluate her. I went out to go talk to a social worker. Like, I was preparing myself. I was bracing myself for what was to come. I stepped out and handled business, and I came back. My mom experienced what was the surge, where you get your final surge of energy. And during that surge, she was reacting to pain because they were like checking her and they had moved her. And out of nowhere, she started praying and speaking in tongues. And that was the most I had seen from her within the last 24 hours. So I was like, okay. And it was something miraculous to witness, because knowing that that was her last surge burst of energy, she was so in tune and tapped in with God. Like, I find solace and I find comfort in that. As the day progressed, I decided to spend some time with her. Sang to her, I prayed for her, I talked to her, because her aide was just like, yo, she's holding on. Like, you need to go talk to her, like, and tell her it's okay. And I went in there and I was singing to her. I saw the little tears come out her eye. I said, Mommy, I was like, yo, like, I'm gonna be all right. Even though now, like, that shit is like lies, bro, because I'm not okay. But for the sake of not wanting her to suffer and to stay here and continue to be in pain, I'm okay. I'm gonna be all right. I put on a sermon for her from our late pastor. And that sermon was titled, Go Alone and Bring No One With You. And I didn't get to listen to the sermon too much. I let her listen to it. I listened to the first couple minutes and then I came back. And basically he was talking about, certain things in life you're gonna have to go through alone. Even if you're married to somebody, like certain situations you're gonna have to go through with the Lord alone. So I felt like that was perfect for her to listen to. And I stepped out to go feed my cat because I left him by himself all day. And I came back. She was still breathing. And then I had stepped out again just to grab a bite to eat. I was talking to Dylon. I came back to check on her and she was gone. That was a really tough night for me. I called them to come and declare her, and then I called the funeral home, and then they came and took her away. The one thing I can say about that night was it was peaceful and quiet and serene outside, and that was the woman that she was. I don't like to compare now that I've experienced both with my father and my mother, but her death is definitely affecting me more. It's affecting me more. My mom had all the answers, like that ass. I was a daddy's girl, but my mom, she was my confidant, like I told her things. She nourished me back to health when I was sick. Even when I took out my gallbladder last year, like, I'm a grown, at the time, I wasn't 27 yet. I was 26. I'm a grown 26-year-old going on 27, and my mom is in the doctor's office with me. She was really my road dog, like, I don't know how I'm gonna get through this. Like, I was my parents' only child. I feel very alone and isolated, and I'm used to being alone in a certain sense, but them not being here is very difficult for me. I'm in constant pain and agony, like, and I'm trying hard not to just wither away. The one thing I was scared of when all of this was said and done and over, that I literally just become a shell of a person. Because this whole situation has traumatized me. Because I have to face this cruel and scary world without them. Every day I fight a battle where it's just like, I can do it. Like, I can get up and I can work. I have been working a little bit. I've been recording videos, like episodes that I watch and stuff. But then there's like other days where it's just like who I am and who I was. That spark that I had is gone. Some days I feel it and other days I don't. I know my parents wouldn't want me to give up on life. I don't feel like my world is crashing down because they gone. It's just the physical pain that you feel that nobody tells you about. Like, that is just what's unbearable. These tears that y'all see me cry are very muted. I feel like screaming to the ends of the world, like right now. The holiday seasons are approaching. This is my first Thanksgiving, first Christmas without them. My mom was such a maternal being, like she would cook and we would eat good and all of that. It's just me in this house. I'm trying to find the willingness to like live like outside these like four walls. I'm gonna try to delve into my work a little bit during this season. In order for me to get out this pit that I feel like I'm in right now, I have to work towards something. I think I've accomplished things on a personal scale, like honoring my mother and my father till their last and final breath on this earth. I think I've done that. So that's an accomplishment for me. But I miss what I do here. Y'all have been such a support, and I know when I drop this video right now, like the comments that y'all give me, the love, the support, the prayers, it means something to me. It means something to me. It means a sense of community. It means people that's gonna rally around me even though they don't know me and support me and love because I need that right now. Because I'm fighting every day to just live when the pain does not feel worth living for. Like, and I'll just cap it at that. I am slowly but surely making my return. It's the holiday seasons. I need to make something out of this terrible situation, this time period in my life. Moving forward, how life would look like. I feel like it's time for me to enter my soft girl era because I'm tired. I'm tired of just all this hardness, all this chaos. I'm tired. I need gentleness right now. I think it's well deserved for me to travel. It's just all this fuckery going on in the world, but I want to travel. I want to put out my music, even though these days, like, it's just pure sadness, but I want to put out my music and become who I'm destined to be, who I said and envisioned. And I want to grow this platform that I worked so hard to grow in this amount of time. Year one with this channel was unbelievable. In little ways, I'm always going to appreciate the little wins. Even not being here and people still comment on my shit. Like, I be reading, okay? Like, if you think I'm not still here, I promise you I am. So slowly but surely, I am making my return. It's time to focus on me. It's time to take care of me. And that's what I intend to do. My parents have left a tremendous legacy for me. God knows the reason, even though, like, I can't see it right now. The only thing I have accepted is the fact that I don't want them to suffer. I don't want them to be in pain. So I'm not gonna be selfish and be like, don't leave me, as much as I feel that way. But YouTube, I will be back. We're gonna make something out of this year, out of this horrible fucking year. We're gonna make something out of this. I'm not gonna give up as much as I want to. Again, thank you guys for your heartfelt thoughts, prayers, love, and support for me during this very hard time. This might be ludicrous, but I think I might drop a post in the community tab. Don't add them under the comment section here, because I would like this to just honor my mom. But check the community tab in a little bit. I'm gonna ask y'all for suggestions, lighthearted stuff to just ease my pain right now. Drop some comments for some lighthearted things to watch. Again, this is the holiday season, so there are some things I can watch. So yeah. But yeah, y'all. Again, like I always say, light and love and God's blessings to us all. I will see y'all on the next one.